Insurance isn't one size fits all, and shopping for it shouldn't feel like squeezing into something that just doesn't fit. That's why drivers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they show you options that fit your budget. Enough hunting for discounts, trying to calculate rates, and tinkering with coverages. Maybe you're picking out your very first policy, or maybe you're just looking for something that works better for you and your family. Either way, they make it simple to see your options. No guesswork, no surprises. Ready to see how easy and fun shopping for car insurance can be? Visit Progressive.com and give the Name Your Price tool a try. Take the stress out of shopping and find coverage that fits your life, on your terms. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
If you've ever blasted synth beats from your boombox or burned CDs for your besties, this one's for you. As people get older, much like their music tastes, their health needs change. AG1 is the simple daily health drink designed to deliver over 75 essential daily nutrients and pre- and probiotics to support energy, digestion, and mood, so you can make the most out of every decade and dance break. Learn more at drinkag1.com.
Hello, and welcome back to Buffering the Vampire Slayer, once more with spoilers, ! Parenthetical, Watcher's Diary, number 26,
Does it
I'm
say
Jenny Owen Youngs.
Aaron? Does it have the siren emoji 3 times?
Siren emoji 3 times.
Great.
And then I'm Jenny Owen Youngs.
Did you end the parenthetical?
The end of the parenthetical was understood by those in the know.
Oh. Wow, we're starting there. Okay.
Sorry to embarrass you, Kristin, but I'm Jenny Owen Youngs and it's my job.
I'm Kristin Russo. Parenthetically, see why I'm the ex-wife of Jenny Owen Youngs? And
What?
parenthetical.
The hell?
We're in real time, which is nice because this summer we've been doing a lot of encore presentations of interviews and live episodes and other fun things. And we don't get to talk about the important stuff.
And it's just flying by, Kristin.
I mean,
This is
there
summer television.
The last time I spoke to you, Jenny, was probably like 462 Love Island episodes ago at this point. So.
That sounds like a conservative estimate, actually.
Our Watcher's Diary, we have emails. We have some AMA questions from folks in the Discord, and perhaps most importantly, we have Jenny Owen Youngs here to tell me everything I haven't seen on television. Specifically, what do we have? Love Island and...
Love Island, Cape Fear.
Cape Fear.
The Vampire Lestat.
I am sorry to everyone that I have not yet watched Backrooms, though I did try 3 times to watch Backrooms, and I'm going to keep trying until I
And what
succeed.
held you back?
Mostly the fact that my child is getting all 4, which every child does this, I'm not trying to brag, all 4 molars at the same time, and so is not really sleeping until she does sleep, but then crying, and then also is in a really bad mood. And then also, I shouldn't complain because honestly, she's pretty chill, comparatively speaking. But there's been a lot of disruption here in this house, mostly due to a 2.5 foot tall, perfect child named
Who's never
Sal.
done anything wrong in her life.
Never done anything wrong. Whatever. We can save it for our parenting segment in the pod. But Jenny... I don't know if you know this, but around this age, she's almost 18 months. It's very common for toddlers to begin hitting and biting you. And she said, I have 2 moms, but why would I divide the aggression betwixt them? Let me just
So
go.
you're the preferred parent.
I am the preferred parent to bite and hit. That's not usually the way the preferred parent goes, but that is who I am. So anyway, I will watch Backrooms as soon as I escape my biting child.
There is a very memorable bite in back rooms.
Oh, great.
So let's just bookmark that for when we discuss the movie. It will be a distant, foggy, hazy memory.
I made the mistake
for me by the time you get around to watching it.
I shouldn't say the mistake, but I think so. Kristin Arnett wrote a book. I think it's called With Teeth.
Yes.
Yeah, and I read it, and it was great and disturbing, and all of the things that you want a book by Kristin Arnett to be. So thank you for that. But also, there is definitely, I think the foundational moment in that book is like her kid, who's older than toddler age, her kid like biting her and her turning around and biting her kid back.
Oh.
And I think about it. I don't think about biting my child, just for the record, but I like think about it all the time now because I'm in the position to be bit.
Yeah.
So I find like it disturbed me at the time, and I'm more disturbed now. Anyway, With Teeth by Kristin Arnett. Enjoy yourself. Dark journey.
One of the many books I've purchased aspirationally that has joined the legion of other books I intend to read one day.
I have a good collection of short stories for you, Jenny.
What is it?
It's called Chrysalis, and we just read it in my little queer book club.
Oh.
And it's really lovely, and the stories are quite short. Actually, in the Buffering Book Club, we're also reading a collection of short stories this month by Ursula K. Le Guin, who I've never read before. It's called Changing Planes, and if the first story is any indication, it's going to be a delight.
Ursula, yet another author gracing my very special collection of books I intend to read one day. And what a thrill it will be. Kristin, I've read...
Did you read 50 Shades of Grey?
And a half books since Aldrich was born.
What was the one? Was the one a full book, or are you just taking all the little bits and putting them together?
No, the one was a one. It was A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms,
classic.
Which is the Duncan Egg novellas collected into one novel-sized book that I read all by myself without supervision. And then, as you know, I read half of This Is How You Lose the Time War. And I can't actually remember if I read Fire and Blood after Aldrich was born or before. So maybe I've read two complete books, and they've both been by George R.R. Martin, and I have also begun rereading both of them because so much time elapses between seasons of George R.R. Martin television that I have to refresh myself on the various Agons. And,
I support you reading these things, but I don't support you only reading these things because...
well, it's not that I only want to read them.
No, I know. It's just like, George R.R., move over, sir. We need room for the Ursulas.
No, you know I only like to read the writings of straight white men.
Yeah, and have your straight, I almost said straight white wives. Throw them across the room.
That's yeah, I do like when you guys throw my books across the room while I'm in the middle of reading them. That is a delight that it never gets old. It springs eternal.
Okay, Jenny, so what have I missed on Love Island?
On Love Island, well, it's over. It's been over for what feels like forever.
Christ, I just got here. I just sat down and got comfy.
It's 6 straight weeks of 5 episodes a week plus After Sun, which is the recap where people who've been booted from the island go and chat with the hosts about their bootings, etc. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, oh my God, how am I going to do this?
Is there a winner?
Yes.
How do you win?
America votes.
Okay, America votes. Okay.
Do you want to tell me, do you remember anything that I have told you about Love Island?
Yeah, I do. I remember that there were 6 women and 6 men. Is that the right numbers?
I think
something like
that's
that.
How it started.
And that they were all in a villa, and then they were gonna sexy dance and on their men. And
I talked to you.
And then then there was another villa, and there were 6 other women, and one of the original women got so mad that she angrily clam slammed. You can't get me to remember movies or books, but you can get me to remember that shit.
Oh man. Okay, so what I think that I talked to you like right after that episode aired, so I knew that like the next time on had showed me that there would be 12 men coming to the villa.
Oh yeah, I think you told me that actually. Yeah.
12 men came, and we watched the original men from the villa. Like half of them behave very badly over in Casa Amor. And oh boy, when they came back, there was some screaming. There was a confrontation so intense that it's not addressed in the show, but if you are watching the edit, you eventually see that while this fight is going on, 2 of the women from the villa have been removed. They're just gone from like the huge couch that they all sit on around the fire pit. One of them is Clam Slam Kenzie.
Oh.
Oh man, what a show.
So wait, so just so I understand, let's just say we're right with 6 and 6. There were 6 women and 6 men. Then there were 12 women and 6 men, and then there were 18 men and 12 women.
Let me just 12 women, yes, and 18 men.
18 men.
Okay, so the way that it worked with when they brought 12 men to the villa with the original 6 girls, the girls had to pare it down by like the end. They spent the day with them, and then they were like, okay, we're keeping these 6.
Got it.
One of them, such a sleazeball. His name is Gall, and he owns a coffee/surf shop in, I think, Venice. And he was like playing.
Say no more.
Yeah, he was playing one of the women like so scuzzily that the women who run his coffee shop, the woman that he was playing is named Jen. And the women who run his coffee shop were posting all over the social media account for the coffee shop, like, women support women, in defense of Jens everywhere. If your name is Jen, you drink for free at our coffee shop.
Oh my
today.
God, did you go? Did you fly out to Venice?
To Venice, yeah. I flew out and flew home.
Wow. Unbelievable.
Okay. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah, blah.
The real highlight of like the 12 men is this guy, Carl, who is like, he became the internet's boyfriend like overnight. He is like the most emotionally intelligent person, a low bar, but the most emotionally intelligent person I've seen on Love Island, man, I should say, is just like incredible. He gets paired with this woman, Anaya, whose man is off at Casa Amor behaving very badly. And basically the way, like when Casa comes to an end, the men and women each tell production if they want to stay in their couple or if they want to be in a new couple with someone they met during the Casa Amor experience.
Okay.
So basically you've got the women at the fire pit, and one by one they're like, I'm going to stay or I'm going to explore. Anaya and Casey were coupled. Anaya,
it's like a giant adult game of spin the bottle.
Yeah.
Great.
Anaya is like, oh my God, this is, when I finish telling you that, it's going to take a minute, but it's going to be worth it, okay?
All right.
Anaya and Casey. Anaya saw Casey like being a sleazeball at Casa Amor because they got the live feed, right? And all the girls are like, don't do it. Don't give him another chance. Don't say you want to be, because the girls are dictating in this end of Casa Amor recoupling. And they're like, don't do it. Don't do it. Stay with your man from Casa because Carl is amazing. He is like the perfect man.
Carl's here. Okay.
She's paired with Carl.
Great.
And he is hot as hell, the nicest man alive. They have like a lot of stuff in common. It's looking good. And she's like, she literally begins her thing by saying, Carl is the perfect man. However, I'm going to stay in my couple with KC. Now, the way that this works is then KC re-enters the villa. And if he's walking alone, they're still in a couple. But if he comes in with someone from Casa Amor, then they're not in a couple. And Anaya will be made single and vulnerable. This show is
Carl
insane.
goes home no matter what?
So Carl would stay and be either in a couple. He would be in a couple with her. And then if KC came back by himself, he would be single and vulnerable. Okay, so
I'm stressed out.
I know. And Aya's like, I am going to stay with Casey. Casey re-enters the villa walking with TT, the woman from Casa Amor. And Anaya's face just falls. And I should say that while she's saying like, Carl is perfect, but I feel like I really need to continue to see things through with Casey. she's like looking to Carl and feeling so bad, and Carl is just like, it's okay, Anaya, it's okay, because he's the best man on earth.
Wow, he's
They got
been
the best
elevated
man
to
on earth,
the best
to
behaving
go
man
on
on
Love
Love Island to the best man on earth really quickly. But okay, yeah.
And and basically, like, it's fucking tragic because Anaya's like, I am so stupid. She's like sobbing. I think she leaves the fire pit, and like one of the other girls goes after to comfort her.
Casey is just clam slamming next to her.
You mean Kenzie?
Kenzie. Kenzie, in my version of Love Island, no matter what scene is happening, Kenzie is like different distances from the camera, clam slamming.
Okay, I have to bookmark. I'm sorry. It's just been so long.
You can't. We have other Watcher's Diaries. You can't take up the whole Watcher's Diary with Love Island.
But there's like 2 more main things I need to tell you after I finish the saga of Anaya and Carl.
Okay.
So Carl gets sent home.
Okay.
Then at the end of the episode, America gets to vote of the like 12 people who just got sent home. Which 2, 1 boy and 1 girl, do you want to stay?
Okay.
And America, of course, picked Carl, which was revealed in the next episode when Megan Thee Stallion once again made a guest appearance to lead a cake off, which is where there's a lot of twerking
and a lot of cake.
And a lot of cake.
Wow, that reminds me of something that will go unnamed in this podcast for now.
Cake. So much cake. And there's like 3 rounds. We don't have to get into the detail of the Megan Thee Stallion cake challenge, but at the very end, there are these 2 huge cakes, like the size of a Honda Civic cakes. And at the end of the challenges, Carl and the girl who was saved both are lifted up like magical beings from within the cakes.
Oh,
and Carl is like flexing and shirtless and wearing a little baker's hat. Oh my God. Okay.
So now you have 2 more things to tell me.
2 more things to tell you.
Okay. It is 3:00 Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
You
2 more things I have to tell you.
Yeah.
1.
Mm-hmm. She didn't even wait to hear her limit, but she has one. So
1. In a later episode, there was a karaoke challenge where the couples got to select a song and do their own choreography.
God, my sister would have absolutely destroyed at that challenge.
And Kenzie and her man definitely had the highest production value. Great choreography in which she did a split and then he did one of those jumps where you split in the air and touch your toes over her.
What?
Yeah, it was crazy.
It's fucking Dancing with the Love Island stars.
Yeah. Okay, and so see, that was really quick, right?
But yeah, great.
Okay, and then I'm going to tell you who won.
Okay.
And I'm going to tell you how it happens.
Is it a couple or one person?
It's a couple. A couple wins. It used to be in seasons past. I don't remember how it was determined, but one person would be the winner. Mm-hmm. And then they would get to decide whether they split the $100,000 prize money with their partner or not.
That's way more dramatic and fun.
Okay, but this season, everyone's been pulling for Brinity to infinity. Bryce and Trinity, we love them. They're so fucking cute. Man. Okay, at Casa, like during the Casa period where everyone's exploring and like recoupled, Trinity didn't even sleep in the bed with any of the men. She slept in a totally different part of the villa by herself.
Okay, I love that.
Because she was so sad that Bryce was away. And Bryce, because they show you footage of everyone sleeping every night. Mm-hmm. So creepy. What a weird show. And all of the, at Casa Amor, all the dudes are like spooning or like people are often making out and moving about under their covers. None of my business. Bryce, arms folded, eyes closed but straight to the ceiling while whatever woman was in the bed with him was like over on the side. Basically, they were both like all of their confessionals during the Casa Amor period were just like, I just miss Bryce.
Oh,
I just miss Trinity.
Cute.
And it kills me to think that she might be making a connection with someone else and all this stuff. And then at the fire pit, Trinity's like, I'm gonna stay in a couple with Bryce if he hasn't recoupled with someone. And then Bryce walks into the villa, and like it's like from so far away, and he sees that she's alone, and he just starts running. And they hug and they kiss, and then she like kisses him and she's like, oh, I got my lipstick all over. He has like lipstick all over his mouth, and he's like, leave it. Because he's so cute. And
Jenny Owen, yeah.
Whatever. They're just like so adorable, and they won, and Brinity to infinity. Thank you.
Okay. Congratulations. That sounds like a good winner.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like I won Love Island.
Yeah. I mean, I think you might have, actually. Thank you for that beautiful recap.
Okay, what's next?
All right. Well, should I tell you about a couple of emails?
I would love nothing more.
Okay. So I was reminded, thankfully, that I promised to read a couple of emails way back. And the first one had the subject line, maggots and the smell of rending flesh. So skip forward.
I'm seated.
You don't want to hear this email from G, our listener G, who the PS says, I'm so sorry if this was too gross.
Oh, boy.
G says, hey, Kristin and Jenny, I thought about emailing a couple of weeks ago after listening to your coverage of Go Fish when you wondered if rending flesh smells like low tide. But I thought you might not want to learn more about how flesh smells as it separates from the body. However, when you brought up maggot therapy in your coverage of The List, we are bringing up the hottest topics known to man. Over on the X-Files, it felt like the stars had aligned. I work as a high-risk wound care team, and I treat patients who, unfortunately, live with non-healing wounds and necrosis. As necrotic tissue starts to separate from the body, a process called autolytic amputation. I don't like what's happening, but I do like the words used to describe it. That was me, Kristin, opining. It has an almost sickly sweet smell. I'm so sorry. You should have skipped forward. I warned you. That would be hard to confuse with low tide, but we do use scent as a diagnostic indicator. An infection can definitely cause a fishy smell. So maybe there were bacteria involved in the metaphysics of the swim team's transformation into sea monsters.
Yes.
One of the tools available to us is larval debridement. Debridement? To debride, right?
Sure.
Yeah. Which, as you mentioned in the list, involves the application of green bottlefly larvae, whatever, to wounds. We get the maggots from a sterile fly hotel, and they're contained in a mesh bag.
I'm sorry. What?
We get the maggots from a sterile fly hotel, in quotes, and they are contained in a mesh bag, kind of like a tea bag, rather than being free range. And then we've already learned kind of what happens here, right? They eat the bad tissue and they leave the good tissue behind. G says it makes, they're great at clearing gunk from wounds overlying superficial tendons that could be potentially severed if you tried to remove that with a scalpel. They do an excellent job, and we affectionately refer to them as nature's little surgeons.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, think about that. It's like, when you think about like chemotherapy, where basically it's like, okay, there's bad stuff in there, so we have to kill all the bad stuff and all the good stuff. And hopefully the good stuff will regenerate.
Yeah.
It's, obviously it's not the most delicious thing to describe in detail, but it is really incredible that there is something that already exists in nature that can, on this level, on like a wound level, be so precise and do this thing where you don't have to get rid of the baby with the bathwater? Question mark. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, you all asked, you reminded me to read to you about maggots. So I did. I'm just doing
You asked for this.
Nobody asked for this. I didn't ask for this. Jenny didn't ask for this.
She didn't.
Okay. So that's one. And then let me pull another one, which I think actually this might go with the other one I forgot. But Jojo wrote in, this is a Xena email.
Yes.
Xena and history, none of our business, ? Is the title of Jojo's email.
Am I going to get in trouble?
I don't think so.
Oh.
I'm sure Jenny will have some reports to deliver, but I'm hoping this will save y'all hours lost in a Googling rabbit hole. Before you get in too deep with Xena, I recommend not getting too attached to the idea of ancient Greece as a time period. Without spoilers, we're going to meet a lot of people and places that didn't exactly exist in the world at the same time. And frankly, it's none of our business. I like to think of it as a mythological, quote, greatest hits universe rather than a historical one, if that helps. Happy ululating, JoJo.
Wow, thanks, JoJo.
Thanks, JoJo. Okay, the other one is, I guess it's like very loosely related in that it's about Diana, goddess of the hunt. This is an older email. It's from May, but I promised to read it. And so I'm going to read it.
Finally, our constituency is holding you accountable for all of your campaign promises.
I promised. Apology is policy.
That's
okay.
Right.
Diana, goddess of the hunt, and ... What is the subject of Nico's email? Hi, Kristin and Jenny. You're in parentheticals, but that's just because you don't read the email or care about closing a parenthetical.
They're trying to lead by example.
Yeah. Sorry to be emailing about Bewitched, Bothered, and Bewildered 3 months after your coverage. You know what, Nico? I'm sorry to be reading this 3 months after you sent it. But I just rewatched the Buffy episode, and I simply could not resist. When Amy casts the love spell for Xander, she invokes Diana, quote, the goddess of the hunt and of love. Diana, this is her Roman name, she is known as Artemis in Greek mythology, certainly is the goddess of the hunt, but
not of love, right?
Yeah, calling her goddess of love is so wrong in the most hilarious way possible. In actuality, Diana/Artemis is one of the 3 virgin goddesses in the pantheon, along with Athena, Minerva, that's the Roman and Greek names, and Hestia/Vesta. These 3 goddesses do not have husbands or children and never have sex or romantic relationships. Well, at least not with men. Diana is remarkably close with her cadre. Is that how you say a group of things? Cadre of nymphs. Not only
nice.
Cadre of nymphs now open for your band name. Not only is Diana a virgin goddess, but of the 3, she upholds this most violently. Oh,
yeah. Isn't she always like killing men for looking at her and stuff?
I don't know. Let's find out. One of Diana's most famous myths is that of Actaeon, a hunter, who one day stumbles upon Diana while she is naked and bathing in a forest, of course, surrounded by her gal pal, totally platonic nymphs. He immediately averts his... It's like, you give me Love Island, I give you Greek mythology, and we're basically telling the same stories. You know what I'm saying? He immediately averts his eyes, apologizes, is a real gentleman about the whole thing, but the damage has been done. He has seen a virgin goddess in all her naked glory. Diana turns him into a deer and sets his own hunting dogs on him. They tear him to pieces. Diana's chastity is restored.
Tough. It's tough.
Kenzie is clam slamming somewhere in the forest. You know what I'm saying?
I do. Oh, wait. All right.
Now, obviously, the writers just made a hilariously bad mistake in calling Diana the goddess of love, but let's assume for a second that this is intentional and canon, because what if this spell was developed by lesbians to woo other lesbians? Come on, how many totally hetero witches are out there? I mean, still, ew, gross, don't do love spells on people, but I'm not so sure that Diana would take offense to that. She just might grant those lesbians their wish. The second the spell is used by a man on a woman, though, Diana would definitely intervene. Maybe the outcome of the spell wasn't because Xander had impure motives or whatever Amy says, but because I don't want men anywhere near me, Diana sought to punish him for his grossness.
Wow.
It was worth the wait,
Yes.
Nico.
Yes, knocking on Diana's door was clearly your first and last mistake.
Wow. Okay. Jenny, I have a couple more emails, but we have questions about parenting and other things. And then also, I know you want to talk to me about Cape Fear. Also, while I'm here, I have an update for folks who are like, what in the actual fuck was Dawn doing? My updates are as follows. A, I don't want this to be taken as a substitute for us reading these to you as they come in for season 3. We will read them as we are able / remember. So they will still be a part of the Watcher's Diaries hither and thither and as makes sense. But because we got so far behind and because we cannot be held to any sort of expectation to do something regularly, you can
Don't tell us what to do.
Yeah, you can go to bufferingcast.com/WWDD and see the growing library. We are copying and pasting all of Kristin with an I, not me's. What was Dawn doing? They're in a blog style so that you can go through and read about it, and it will be preserved for all of time or until the internet ends. So thank you, Kristin with an I, not me.
Yeah.
Thank you, Zoe, our very beloved helper
our
of
colleague,
all things.
Our associate, facilitator
our
of the greater buffering cinematic universe.
Yeah, for helping us get those up. And that is where they will live. And that's all I have for that. So now, Jenny, do you want to tell me about Cape Fear, or do you want a couple of AMA questions?
I'd like some AMA questions, but before you ask them, I want to say to you, in front of God and our listeners and everyone, that I want to go on Reddit and do an AMA in the Buffy sub when we come back with season 3. What do you think about that?
Yeah, that's a great idea. You've been saying that for a long time, and I've been blissfully ignoring you, and it's too long.
And ignoring me is really fun, I know, because I've done it to you, and I just can't recommend it enough.
Yeah, monkey see, monkey do, you know.
But I think the start of season 3, is a great opportunity for us to dip our toe in. But the reason I'm saying it here in the Watcher's Diary is because I'm wondering if some of you use Reddit. I'm wondering if some of you spend time in the Buffy subreddit. I'm scared to go in without some friends. Will you hang out with us at our AMA when we do it? I hope so. The end.
Kristin here. I want to talk to you about Jones Road Beauty. You may have heard me talk about this wonderful company before and how much I love using their Miracle Balm in particular. I also use their moisturizer, and as of late, I have also started to use their foundation stick. What is really exciting to me is that I have also seen recently pictures of some of you, our listeners, who have also started using the Miracle Balm in particular. And that's so exciting that you are loving it as much as I am. It's fast. It's easy, and it's also really good for your skin, which to me is the most important part. Every formula is packed with skin-loving ingredients. It's nourishing instead of clogging or caking, and it looks and feels natural, like you're not wearing makeup at all, which, as you know, is key for me. Modern day makeup that is clean, strategic, and multifunctional for effortless routines. For a limited time, our listeners are getting a free gift on their first purchase when they use code BUFFERING at checkout. Just head to jonesroadbeauty.com and use code BUFFERING at checkout. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
This summer, say I do.
I am marrying a stranger.
Like never before.
Am I crazy?
It's a whole new Married at First Sight on Peacock.
Thank God I woke up
With new experts,
My name is Dr. Lisa.
My name's Paul Brunson.
more couples,
This could be the start of a very successful marriage.
and more surprises.
Or maybe not.
Everything is just not enough.
You're a little bit crazy.
I don't know what's gonna happen. I want my fairy tale ending.
Married at First Sight, now streaming. New episodes Thursdays, only on Peacock.
So, I'm going to give two from the AMA. One is about baseball and one is about our kids. Where do you want to start?
Baseball.
Okay.
I think I know where this is going.
Any thoughts on the new women's baseball league?
Yes. My thoughts are yes.
Any more thoughts than that?
My thoughts are Boston Hunters.
Oh, yeah. What's my team called? New York. I have a team.
Yep, you do.
Isn't that
you
nice
do.
that we both have a team? Because there's only 4, right?
There are only 4 for this first season. We've got the Boston Hunters, the New York Heights,
Nice.
the Los Angeles Queens, and the San Francisco Firebells. What is
Honestly, all of those names are pretty great.
They're all great. The jerseys and all the merch sold out in like 5 minutes.
Let's
I don't know
fucking
if
go.
they knew what they were doing, but hopefully by the time the season kicks off,
They've got their shit together.
they'll be restocked. So the inaugural 4-week season is running August 1st to mid-September, and all of the games are going to be played in Springfield, Illinois for this first season.
Wow, imagine you lived in Springfield, Illinois.
I would be so stoked.
So exciting.
Or, imagine you didn't have a kid and you could just do whatever you want whenever you want.
Oh, yeah. Look at these I'm looking at the merch now.
Yeah, the merch is sweet.
New York. So Boston's got like is that an eagle?
It's a bird of prey.
A bird of prey swooping down with a bat. The Firebells have a bell, but it also looks a bit fiery. Ooh, the Queens, is that like it looks like almost like the Queen of Diamonds because there's 4 diamonds above it. I don't know. Maybe
trying to
it's
catch up
water
to
and
you.
the sun artistically, but in a queue. That one's a little confusing to me.
Okay.
And then
We don't have to worry about it because that's for Los Angeles people.
Yeah, Los Angeles, let us know about your logo. New York has a baseball with like buildings or something, but one of them is the Empire State Building that's like kind of coming off up the top. Very cool.
I just can't believe that every single thing is sold out.
Seriously.
So funny.
Are the sweatshirts, they're up here and they don't say sold out, but the sweatshirts don't seem to be sold out right now, Jenny.
Are you talking about the Women's Pro Baseball League?
Yeah.
Sweatshirts
You're
with
saying
the
the team
W?
specific. Yeah.
Yeah, all the team specific stuff
Yeah.
is.
Yeah. I'm also excited. Admittedly, I didn't know a lot about this before the question came in, so I'm very appreciative that it came in because I feel like I'm not on the internet. I'm not on social media, so I see a lot less than I used to, I will say. I open up. So my dad's, what do you call it when your dad has a birthday, but he's dead? I don't know.
I think it's still his birthday.
Okay. So yeah, I guess he was still born on that day.
Yes.
So his birthday was July 17th, and I don't know why that morning or maybe the morning before, I opened up Instagram and the first thing I was fed was this like reel that was this woman being like that feeling like when you see your dad everywhere and she's like she sees a fish and she's like, oh, my dad loved fish. I bet you that's him. And then she like trips over a cone and she's like, Dad. And then she sees like a rock out in the ocean and she's like, that looks just like my dad's chin. Hi, Dad. And it's really funny. And I sent it to my sister and I stayed on Instagram for like half of a second longer, enough to get fed Jimothy, which I know Jimothy is clearly taking the internet by storm. But I was like, okay, at least the internet knew, hey, while you're here, real quick, got to give you Jimothy. But it didn't, I haven't seen as much about the Women's Baseball League as I'm sure I would have if I was on the social medias.
Welcome aboard.
The one thing I will say, and maybe I've said this before, but my ex-girlfriend, the Jen that came before Jenny,
okay, yes,
has 2 nephews and 2 nieces, and one of her 2 nieces played baseball as a little kid and was fucking epically good at it. And I remember when, like, I think probably when she went either to middle school or high school, she had to switch to softball, and it felt like I felt very devastated about. I'm sure she felt devastated or something about it, but I was just like, this is so fucked up. Like, the boys that are playing baseball just keep playing the same sport. And then the girls who are playing baseball just have to all of a sudden change the rules, change the fucking ball, like all this stuff. And it made me feel a lot of feelings. And so the other thing that I feel about this is I'm stoked because I know there are a lot of, you know, girls who are playing baseball who now might not have to fucking switch the sport they play because they're a girl. So
sick
rules. That Slayer, the Slayer in Chosen at the baseball
there she
bat.
is.
There she fucking is. Let's go. And Jenny and I get to have a rivalry. How fun. New York versus Boston. You love to see it.
We didn't already have a rivalry in New York versus Boston.
I don't care as much about. I love the Mets. Go Mets. But I don't really care. And then football.
We don't really have a rivalry with the Mets. We're busy.
Yeah, well, and like the Mets are an agreeable team to Boston. I feel like if Boston is going to accept anything from New York baseball, it's the Mets, you know, like it's classically the Yankees v. the Sox. And then.
Yeah, well, because they're in the same league.
Oh, well, I just thought it was
division or whatever.
I just assumed it was for all the other things I assume is the reason, which is vibes, but sure.
No, totally. It's just that. So the Rays, Yankees. Hang on a second.
While you look up your facts.
No. Yeah.
I will say that also in the land of football, again, I don't care as much about any of these things as I'm going to care about women's baseball. But in the land of football, I am much more a Buffalo Bills New York fan than I don't fucking like the Giants or the Jets, and I'm sorry.
Yeah.
And I also just dislike the Patriots because of vibes. So even if I wasn't a New Yorker, I would still not be for the Patriots. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Anyway.
So the Yankees are in the American League and the Mets are in the National League.
Okay.
And the Red Sox and the Yankees are in American League East. They're in a division together with the Tampa Bay Rays, the Baltimore Orioles, and the Toronto Blue Jays.
That makes sense because speaking of the Jen before Jenny, she's from Boston. And when we first started dating, or like really early on in our dating, was when the Yankees played the Red Sox in the game before the World Series. And it was so much. We had so much fun. We I allowed us to go to a Boston bar, and Boston won. It was like the World Series. Like I feel like probably Boston cared about the World Series, but it was just really exciting and wonderful. Did Boston win? I don't even know. I just know it was a good time. I think Boston won because I remember them. I remember Jen standing on
the curse, baby. The curse of the Bambino.
Yeah. She was like standing on a table and was like, I don't even remember getting up here. Like her whole life had been leading up to that moment. Anyway, wow. This podcast has everything, Jenny.
Yeah. Well, we're famously sports guys.
Yeah, we are. Okay, so the other AMA question is, what are your kids' favorite books right now? And more generally, what are they passionate about? We went through a hard rotation, which I think I talked about. We were like only reading Max the Brave, Buffalo Fluffalo, and Don't Worry Little Crap. Like those three over and over again.
Yes.
Then Namaste came in. Namaste is a Greeting is the full title of the book, and that has sort of superseded most else. But there's also a book that we have called Seven Samosas, which Sal loves. Yeah, it's like they go to an Indian market and they're buying all the different foods, and it just counts down from 20 to 1 before they go to the party at the end. And the last page is her favorite page because we say, where's Grandpa? Because Avanti's dad is a very dark-skinned Indian man with a very big white beard, and there is at the party Grandpa.
Representation.
Yeah.
Aww.
Yeah, it's really sweet and very cute. So those are some of our tops right now. What are you? You're in a whole different league over there, I think.
Yeah. Right now, the number one smash hit is actually a Kiki's Delivery Service book, which is 100 pages long.
Oh my God.
And I mean, it's like a sort of like a simplified version of the film. And he loves it. We, when there is time, read the whole thing.
Really?
Yeah.
I love that.
What else is he like really into right now? There is a book by the same team that brought you Dragons Love Tacos called Secret Pizza Party.
Oh, cool.
Which is about a raccoon that just wants to eat pizza. But because of societal norms, I know it's really hard for him to access pizza.
Wow. Okay, I got to get my hands on that book.
It's a fun one. What else? We have this book of like, it's just like a collection of a bunch of fairy tales and then like some kind of modern stuff that feels like they needed to fill the book out. So they were like, let's like write some other stuff. And we made the mistake of reading Hansel and Gretel, and he now asks for it almost every night. And it's like, just to remind you.
Yeah, it's spooky.
There's a witch who eats children.
Mm-hmm.
There's a stepmother who abandons her husband's children in the forest on purpose to get rid of them.
Yeah.
There's a boy being held in a cage by a witch.
And Aldrich is like, let's
fingers.
Go.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, I love this.
Yeah,
this
if Sal is following in Aldrich's
thing.
footsteps, which I think she is based on her deep love of skeletons and et cetera, I think we're headed in the same direction.
My strategy has been when he does ask for it and he can't be dissuaded, I'm like changing the story in real time as I read it. I'm like, and then they all ate candy together.
And then they cut off his ponytail.
They cut off his ponytail. Then Gretel put the cake batter in the oven. And they patiently waited for it to bake.
I remember my cousin has a daughter who's now just finished her first year of college. Okay, but a long time ago when she was little, my sister and I were visiting, and they had the book of, I think, Grimm's fairy tales, probably not even to read to the children. You know what I mean? But like, I remember Allie picking up the book. Allie is my sister, and reading this particular story and looking at me like, is this okay? And Charlotte, who was our cousin's daughter, was hysterically laughing. Like, she thought it was the funniest thing that we were like, is this what we're supposed to be reading?
Yeah. Is this allowed?
This is messed up. What else what's Aldrich into these days? What's his favorite thing?
What's he into? It's summer, so he's into being in the water at any time. Mm-hmm. Any kind of water will do. He'd just really like to be in there. Thank you so much. Mm-hmm. He's also scooting. He rides a scooter all over the place. Zoom. It's really terrifying for me. A person who sprints next to him when he goes down a hill, just in case.
God, just thank the gods that you're not in fucking Brooklyn or New York City.
Oh, yeah, no.
I can't. Before even having children, I could not possibly handle the children who, and they are so trustworthy. They really are. They scoot and they stop before the sidewalk, even comes to its last block. They do. But I can't possibly fathom it. I just can't. So at least you don't have that happening.
Yeah, thankful. He's also, this is not new, but he's a bit of a cinemaphile. We went to see a special showing of My Neighbor Totoro the other day at the movie theater.
Oh, I know that. Why do I know that? Is that like a recent?
It's not recent. It's, from probably the 80s.
Oh, okay. So maybe I know it from my youth.
It's in the Studio Ghibli, Princess Mononoke, Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind, Spirited Away catalog. Okay. Swimming, cinema, scooters.
What a...
The three...
The three S's. The sissies. Sisses. I'm really excited for when Sal gets more into movies because there's actually, Jenny, one of the theaters, but Upstate Films is the name of sort of the umbrella. They have they had theaters in Rhinebeck and Woodstock, I think, and now they also have one in Kingston, which is where I am. And they do such cool thematic sort of stuff. So they're showing all these dog movies, I think in August.
Ooh.
So All Dogs Go to Heaven, and I think Milo and Otis, and like just like real bangers from our childhood or close to our childhood. So I'm excited to take her to the movies, especially when it's really hot and you need something to do. But Sal's interests, so I think that like her most recent thing, so speaking of scooting, she loves to be on her new bicycle that was gifted to us by friends whose children outgrew it. And it's like a big tricycle with the push thing on the back.
Ooh, fun.
Yeah. And so we got her, it's not here yet, so we've only ridden around the backyard, but we got her a helmet, which I can't stand. It's so cute. So her very good tiny friend has one, and they look like little, is his name Toad from Mario? It's just Toad, right?
Oh, yeah. Yep.
They look like two little toads walking around with their fucking helmets on. But she so we have her doing some sign language. So she does more, and she does all done, and she does eat and whatever. And so with the bike, she has to hold on with like two hands. So I like push her, and then I'll stop to be like, are you all done or do you want more? And I have maybe never seen her say all done. I have to actually decide when we are all done.
You have to be all done.
She would have me push her around on this bicycle for the rest of eternity.
Yeah.
So she loves that. And I was going to ask you when you were talking about Aldrich and books, if he is or was a kid that would just sit with books and like read, for lack of a better word.
Yeah. Sometimes we'll like read a couple stories and then I'll be like, okay, Mom. I got this.
Yes, so Sal does that too. It's like I can't handle it. Like a lot of times, she'll be in the other room and it's quiet, and I'll like go just to check and make sure she's okay. And we got her like a little armchair that's like her size. She's just sitting in her little armchair reading her books, and like things that I don't think she's paying attention to when I read them, like clearly she is, because like I'll go in and she'll be sort of making the noises that I made or tracing the line that I traced or whatever. So that's very, very cute. We haven't done a lot of swimming.
But you'll get there.
Yeah, but we have done a lot of Sesame Street, which is also
another.
She fucking loves Sesame Street.
Another that Aldrich is very passionate about right now is singing.
Ooh,
most especially Smash Mouth's seminal hit All Star from top to bottom.
I mean,
he wants to listen to it in the car and sing along to it. The other day he had me put it on, we listened to it, and like we sang along to it, and then he was like, okay, now Mom, now me. And I was like, what? So I like paused the song and he was like, somebody once told me the world's roll me, and just a cappella in the car. He does it around the house. He does it if we're listening to music that he doesn't want to be listening to. He'll sing Smash Mouth over it. The other day, did I not send you this video? The other day, he was post-bath, naked as a jaybird, came into the studio, grabbed the guitarlele, brought it into his room, sat on his bed, naked, looking like Jenny in that uncomfortable scene in Forrest Gump, naked behind a guitar. And sang All Star while strumming the guitar, strumming just the open strings. But he was like, in the verse, he was like strumming quarter notes.
Buddy.
Then in the next section, he was like picking, like he was changing, he was making dynamic changes while he was like singing along.
I mean,
very cool.
How could anything but that happen? He's literally in a house of music, Oh. That's so exciting.
It's cool.
Sal also loves music. She's not in a house of music. Well, I mean, it depends on really who's counting. But her favorite song is not Smash Mouth All Star. It is. We've moved in our catalog to this song that's about. It's called like The Sad Little Puppy, and it goes like listen to the whatever. The important part is that the chorus is ow ow. Ow, ow, ow. And she does the ows, and she does it even after we turn off the song, and it's cute. So
incredible.
Just a few steps behind you. We'll be to Smash Mouth All Stars.
Yeah. I mean, by the time they're in high school, they'll be ready. They'll be primed to create an extended family band.
Yeah. Cadre of Nymphs.
I'm actually partial to Nymph Cadre.
Okay. Nymph Cadre. Sure. All right, Jenny, tell me about Cape Fear. God damn it.
Some people have issued formal complaints about, their desire that I not spoil things other than Buffy.
I don't know.
In Watcher's Diaries. But I'm here to tell you, stop listening to the episode right now because I'm about to tell Kristen some very sensitive information from Cape Fear Town.
Right.
Have you ever seen either of the previous versions of Cape Fear?
Yeah, I actually think that I've seen both.
Okay.
Let me see.
So the 60s version is Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum.
Yep.
The 90s version is Robert De Niro, Nick Nolte, Juliette Lewis.
Yeah, the Juliette Lewis of it all is really what I remember.
Yeah. In those two adaptations, because it's actually adapted from a book called The Executioners, which is from the 50s.
Oh.
In each of those, Max Cady, the sort of central villain, was in prison for rape, for a sexual assault, and then he gets out, and then it's like he torments his defense lawyer, who in the 60s and 90s were men.
Ooh.
But guess what? Kristin.
Women can have it all.
Women can have it all. In 2026, women can be the defense attorney who defended the guy who was convicted for murdering his wife.
Oh.
So at least they took sexual assault out of it.
Okay.
Okay, so
yeah, because they would be that would be very tricky if they had, yeah.
So get a load of this.
Okay.
If you dare.
I dare. Also, Gregory Peck, Jessica Lange.
Yeah.
Dang.
And then Gregory Peck and Robert Mitchum appeared in the 90s version as like a detective and a PI or something. And guess who just showed up in Cape Fear 2026? Juliette Lewis.
Oh, is that why she couldn't do Yellow Jackets?
I think she just didn't want to do Yellow Jackets anymore. But we've got Javier Bardem as Max Cady. We've got Amy Adams as his defense attorney.
I will go anywhere, and you know this. Amy Adams goes, even though you're about to spoil it for me. But
do you want me to not spoil it? I'm really at the very tippity tip of the iceberg.
I mean, so I don't know. Maybe not. Like, because what is this on? This is a television show, right?
It's on Apple TV, and it is a television show.
I will tell you this. My wife is about to go on tour for 2 weeks.
You need a show.
And I should watch Cape Fear. I'm definitely watching the Babadook. What is it called? Backdoors.
Back rooms.
Backdoors. No, back rooms, backdoors. Whatever. I'm definitely watching that. And what if I try to watch Cape Fear too? Because I don't have a show.
That would be so fun. And then we could actually just talk about it. Because it's the 9th episode is this Friday. And the final episode is next Friday.
This is my shit.
10 episode limited series.
To catch up right before something ends.
Then I'm sorry that I just spoiled because they kept it under wraps that Juliette Lewis
that's okay.
appears.
I don't.
Let me run down the cast for you if I may.
Yes.
Javier Bardem.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Mm-hmm. No big deal. CCH Pounder. Fave of the pod. CCH Pounder.
Fave of the pod. I love that.
Amy Adams.
Mm-hmm.
Let me just like paint a picture. It's not spoilery. It's just sort of like, here's the frame.
Yeah.
Amy Adams, who was Javier Bardem's defense attorney.
Mm-hmm.
He was serving a life sentence, but he's been exonerated.
Okay.
So he's out of prison and they weren't expecting him to ever get out. Amy Adams, his defense attorney, who urged him to take a plea from the prosecutor, Patrick Wilson. It was supposed to be a 20-year sentence, but the judge decided to make it a life sentence. Guess what happened after the case completed? Amy Adams married Patrick Wilson.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Fucking classic.
They had 2 children.
Oh, no.
One of them is played by the son of Kate Winslet.
Wow.
I know.
Don't bring children into it. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, you don't want to bring okay, there's a possum. There's unfinished construction in the den. You know that never ends well.
That does not ever end well.
They're in Savannah, Georgia, so it's sweaty.
Okay. Oh.
And you never know when the AC is going to break down.
Well, that's why you need those little fucking ribbons tied to the thing. So you
Yes, we
see
learned that.
Yeah.
The
Okay, yeah. Give me a beat.
Okay,
to
so you're
see.
on board. I love it.
I don't think knowing Juliette Lewis is going to be here is a spoiler.
Okay.
I don't count that as a spoiler.
Okay, I accidentally found out before because I was catching up. I was late to the show.
She heard.
And Kristin, this is one of the, I feel like, wildest things I've seen in a really long time. But like the story choices, like you cannot get your footing narratively or like visually because the cinematography, like the number of whip pans, like they must be breaking a record whip panning their way through this series. It's like unreal.
Okay. All right,
So
I'm in.
I'm loving it. I'm excited for you to watch it. And we won't, hey, if you begrudgingly stuck around even though you were mad at me that I was going to spoil things, hey, I didn't.
Yeah, look at that.
And you have time to catch up on the show, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah, after the show is over and
entirety.
I've seen it, we can spoil whatever we want.
We'll do a special Backrooms Watcher's Diary and a special Cape Fear Watcher's Diary. Wow.
Beautiful.
The docket is loaded.
Do we have to talk about anything else? There's something very, very, very important, actually, that we need to talk about. But anything that you needed to talk about in the land of television,
I think you know everything I know at this point.
Wow.
You know?
Just like when Xena was in the dreamland and Morpheus knew everything that she knew.
Just like that. Just like that. So what's the very important thing we have to discuss?
Okay, so the very important thing that we need to tell you about is that we've been doing a fundraiser for LaToya, special agent and our producer, LaToya Ferguson. She's been having a hard time generally, and so we spent June doing some fundraising, and the universe said, actually, I can make that time even harder. And a few weeks ago, LaToya's mom suffered a minor stroke. She was hospitalized. She's okay and home and healing, but her mom did not have health insurance. They literally chose to take a lift to the hospital instead of an ambulance because this country and its healthcare is a fucking disaster. And the hospital bills are, as you could imagine, very massive. So you all had raised $6,000 for LaToya before this happened, and we've switched on the GoFundMe to run as long as it needs to. Right now, we're almost at $12,000 of our $16,000 goal. GoFundMe will click that up as things go, and obviously we're going to just raise enough to help LaToya and her mom out and to cover those medical bills, or at least put a dent in those medical bills. I don't know that it's possible to raise enough to cover the medical bills that come out of the United States right now, but we really, really want to help LaToya. She is, and I will leave some space for you here, Jenny, but there is, I think, in my history as a human being working with other human beings, I have never met somebody who is as epically talented and as dedicated to doing work well and brilliantly as LaToya. So, and she's definitely not getting the reward she is due for how brilliant she is and how hard she works.
We love LaToya, and it cannot be overstated the value that she brings to the show in terms of her encyclopedic knowledge of television at large and the dives she goes on in the Buffyverse and the X-Files verse, even though she doesn't want to be there. And she is just the best, the funniest, the smartest. We love her so much. And this situation is just really unfortunate. And she's also just like been a real trooper, helping her mom. And we know that you guys love her too. And anything that we can do to help support her during this very difficult time, dealing with the dumpster fire of the American healthcare system is greatly, greatly, greatly appreciated.
Yeah. So,
and thank you so much to everybody who has donated so far.
Yeah. Bufferincast.com/LaToya. It's very easy. It'll redirect you to the GoFundMe. whatever you're able to give, I know that we will be thankful for, and LaToya and her mom will be very thankful for. And, we want to help LaToya and her mom no matter what, but I think it also is important to mention that, like, we work with LaToya in a television landscape, and LaToya's mom is literally like her television watching companion. Most shows that LaToya is watching, she is watching with her mom. Her mom has deep opinions on many things, probably loves very few people more than Spike the vampire, who she calls, I think, a manpire. She is a very special human being herself. So,
doesn't she sing the X-Files theme at LaToya
just to scare her?
Yes.
Honestly, if
we love.
I hope she does. I hope that is not lore. I hope that is true. But yeah, bufferandcast.com/LaToya. Go there, help them out, and like Jenny said, thank you to those of you who have already given. I mean, truly, the generosity has been astounding, and LaToya has been beside herself with how generous you all have been to date. So thank you. Just keep fighting. We will be back. So we are rolling over. I think we have one more interview to air next week. We're going to re-air James Marsters, which is, I'm sure, a treat. Speaking of vampires. And then in August, we will be re-airing some of our favorite live episodes because, hey, we will be getting close to launching season 3 and seeing a lot of you live in New York in October for our 10-year podcast anniversary. So that's all. That's all I have to say. It's amazing that I am 25 and I've been doing this since I'm 15,
I know. I was just thinking the same thing. It's so wild that I started when I was 14 and now I'm 24.
Yeah.
Kristen, do you think that I could become, do you think there's any path for me to go on Love Island, but platonically? Like, I could just sort of give people advice, give them a read on their current couple.
I can't imagine, I cannot imagine how much the quality of Love Island would be improved. And I'm trusting you that it's already great. If you were there just messing around with shit, taking people to the side and being like, did you fucking see that? Did you know that he did? And then doing cutaways to the camera of you're telling me what's happening, but you're telling them what you didn't see.
Okay, cool. If our friend who is a producer on Love Island is still working on the show and still listening to the podcast, you heard it here first. Our pitch, just the sort of Villa Jenny, like a shop dog, but human, but 4 vibes.
Yeah.
And often, oh my gosh, sometimes. So what you don't know is that a custom of Love Island is that every morning the men make breakfast for the women.
I like that.
They each boy makes a breakfast for the girl he's in a couple with, or a couple times this season when people were single and vulnerable, dudes were making breakfasts for multiple people. Take the weight off their shoulders. Let me make breakfast for everyone.
Oh, Jenny's so good at making pancakes.
I love making pancakes. Let me do it.
Yeah. Wow.
In Fiji.
Resident pancake maker.
I'm ready. I was born for this.
With that, I think we have finished. We didn't do Mystery Science Theater 3, Kristin and Jenny this time. And I don't think you have a pet sound either. But you know what? It's the summer, baby. We can do whatever we want.
We can.
I can't wait until it's fall so I can say, you know what? It's fall, baby. We can do whatever we want.
How could we rebrand? Sorry, I'm just how could we rebrand the podcast as Love Island? I'm sorry, I'm having a hard time.
No.
Pod
Here
Island.
comes the shepherd's crook.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
The war is over, and both sides lost. Kingdoms were reduced to cinders, and armies scattered like bones in the dust. Now the survivors claw to what's left of a broken world, praying the darkness chooses someone else tonight. But in the Shadow Dark, the darkness always wins. This is old school adventuring at its most cruel. Your torch ticks down in real time, and when that flame dies, something else rises to finish the job. This is a brutal rules-light nightmare with a story that emerges organically based on the decisions that the characters make. This is what it felt like to play RPGs in the 80s, and man, it is so good to be back. Join the Glass Cannon podcast as we plunge into the Shadow Dark every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/theglasscannon with the podcast version dropping the next day. See what everybody's talking about and join us in the dark.
From the parents behind Law & Order comes a mystery the whole family can enjoy. Patrick Picklebottom Everyday Mysteries. Step into the whimsical world of Patrick Picklebottom, a precocious 11-year-old with a love for reading and an uncanny ability to solve mysteries. Inspired by the beloved children's book of the same name, this podcast vividly brings Patrick's tales of deduction and everyday adventures to life as he unravels baffling enigmas and solves clever cases. Patrick Picklebottom Everyday Mysteries is perfect for kids and is just as entertaining for grown-ups who love a good mystery. The whole family can listen now wherever you get your podcasts.